I realize I am giving off a very 80s vibe with my side pony scrunchie and my hoop earrings. I promise I did not plan that. Hey y'all, welcome back to Madeline Pants. And here on Madeline Pants, sometimes I like to try and become a better functioning human. Meaning, I do a lot of experiments to try and make my life better, to have healthier habits. So today, this video's endeavor is meal prepping. So the other day I was scrolling through my YouTube, as I do about 90% of my waking hours. The other 10% is obviously watching the videos. So I was scrolling through and this video was recommended to me. Downshiftology's Meal Prep, 9 ingredients for a flexible, healthy, simple, something. What's it called? I have notes. Meal Prep, 9 ingredients for flexible, healthy recipes, plus PDF guide. It is really hot in here. I'm gonna have to turn the air on. So I checked out this channel, Downshiftology, and their channel focuses on, quote, delicious, wholesome recipes and tips for simple, healthy living. All right, sounds pretty good. All right, I'm sorry if you can hear my air conditioning. It is just, I live in Florida. It's 1,000,000 degrees. Doesn't matter that it's January, it's 1,000,000 degrees. So I clicked on this video, I watched the first minute of it, and I was immediately intrigued because as Lisa, the woman running Downshiftology, as she said, this meal prep focuses on making separate ingredients and not 5 meals that are exactly the same. So I thought I would try this meal prep experiment. LOL, everything on my channel now is an experiment. But I thought I'd try it because oftentimes when I'm home alone and I'm editing, I never want to stop and make lunch. A, because I hate cooking, and B, because I'm in like the editing zone. I ain't gonna stop and just like go cook a full meal. So I either just end up snacking on something, usually something pretty unhealthy like popcorn and chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate, and I'll just eat those snacks and nothing else, and then I'll get really hungry, and then I'll get a headache, and it's not a good cycle. Your girl's gotta eat. So I was hoping that if I have some food already prepped, that I would be more inclined to, put it all together, nuke it in the microwave, and then I would have a fully balanced, filling lunch instead of just eating popcorn and chocolate for lunch. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I would follow Lisa's video, I would make what she made, and then hopefully I would eat better throughout the week. So I made almost exactly what Lisa made, just a few little caveats. I did not make zucchini noodles. She has like a vegetable spiralizer to make her zucchini noodles. I do not own that. As I said before, I do not like to cook. That is not a thing I would like to own. That's not really in my wheelhouse right now. I figured if I wanted some zucchini noodles, I could just buy them frozen, already made. I also didn't make her homemade hummus and almond butter. She makes both these things in her Vitamix, and I don't have like a cool $600 laying around to purchase a Vitamix. I'm okay with buying store-bought almond butter. I'm trying to go the cheap, easy, convenient route here. But with that being said, let's get cooking. So the first thing I made were the roasted vegetables. I bought frozen broccoli and frozen cauliflower. I buy them frozen because they're cheaper and they last longer than fresh vegetables. And whenever I've cooked them in the oven, they've turned out totally delicious. So I don't think frozen versus fresh really matters. So I put these in a big bowl with some olive oil, Italian seasoning, garlic, and a little bit of lemon juice. Tossed it all together, put it out on the pan. Next, I cut up my sweet potatoes. Lisa's sweet potatoes are much larger than mine, so she made like sweet potato toast, like the size of slices of bread. Mine are more like toastettes. LOL. I don't know. It's kind of a cute word though, toastette. Copyrighted. But still, I cut them all up, I laid them out and slathered some olive oil on them just as she did in her video. And then whatever leftover weird pieces of potato I had, I just chopped up and added to my tray of roasted broccoli. Next, I prepared the chicken, and like the veggies, I bought frozen chicken because it is way more cost effective. And I just defrost it in the microwave. So once it's defrosted, I put it in my little baking dish. I add olive oil, garlic, salt, Italian seasoning, and again, a little bit of lemon juice. And lastly, the most easiest food to prepare was my 1 cup of rice. So one thing I really liked about this meal prepping method was that my chicken, my vegetables, and my rice all cooked at the exact same time, 25 minutes. So theoretically, if you do it right, I didn't do it exactly right because I ended up turning down the temperature on my oven. I'm a novice at cooking. There's a learning curve there. But if you do it right, you can have like a full meal of chicken, rice, and veggies in 25 minutes. Maybe that's like obvious to everyone. Yeah, Maddie, you just cook your chicken and rice for 25 minutes, like duh. But to me, this was eye-opening. So in the Downshiftology video, Lisa suggests you cook the sweet potatoes for 45 minutes. So I put them in the oven first and I burned them. Yeah, very sad. Like I said, novice cook over here, inexperienced chef. I should have realized that because my sweet potatoes were in those small pieces, my little sweet potato toastettes, they didn't need to cook as long as like a big piece of sweet potato. So yeah, but they ended up being totally edible. I just had to pick off some of the burnt bits. So, moving on to what I made on the stove, besides the rice I have cooking. I had this whole bag of kale from Trader Joe's, so I figured, why not saute this kale right now? Because I love sauteed kale. So you just put it in the pan with olive oil and garlic and just cook it for just a little bit. Delicious. Then I tried to make Lisa's hard-boiled eggs. She likes them soft-boiled. I don't really like a runny yolk, so I decided to cook them for longer. I did have to watch her dedicated video to how to make perfect boiled eggs, and I'm so glad that I watched it because it was very, very helpful, very informative, especially the part where you take the eggs out of the boiling water and put it straight into an ice bath. That made them very, very easy to peel. And one of my eggs did crack, so it ends up looking a little funky, but I mean, it boiled and it peeled just fine. So as soon as everything was done cooking, I shredded the chicken because I knew I'd probably eat it shredded. And then I was done and I had all of my lovely meal prepped food. She has these beautiful like glass food storage containers, but I just have plastic containers from IKEA and random takeout food containers. So here are the meals I made with my prepared food. I made all the food on Sunday and we had our first dinner that Sunday. We had, I guess you could call them chicken macro bowls, but it was basically just a little bit of everything I had made. So chicken, rice, roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, and kale. And then we did add a little bit of drizzled tahini on it just because that's what I had.
Right, what did you think of dinner?
Actually, I really liked it a lot.
Yeah. What's the best part?
Probably sweet potatoes.
What could be improved upon?
Put something fried in it. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like the rice needed more flavor. I mean, this stuff was a little weird.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, but it kind of just tastes like peanut butter.
Yeah. You know, the rice could do with some butter.
Yeah.
Meal number 2 was dinner again the next night, and we had, you guessed it, chicken macro bowls.
You can heat up the kale too.
I didn't want to heat it up as much.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to like put it on and then heat it up for a second.
Dinner 2 is pretty much exactly dinner 1.
What else did you do? With all?
No, I have variations.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is basically the same thing. Or we can make salad with spinach, tomato, avocado.
I did write down the variations you could make the different meals that Lisa suggested, but I mean, for dinner, we just made the same exact thing.
I would like to add a little bit of sauce to this, but I just don't know what I would add. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Thai yellow curry sauce. See if this is good. It's probably not healthy, but this looks so dry. Your dinner.
It's good.
Yeah.
Same as last time.
Here's mine.
Tastes healthy.
Stephen put tahini on it.
Yeah, I regret it. It's disgusting.
You don't like...
It's good when you mix it all in, but like I just had a fork full of it and it's gross.
So that is one major drawback with following Downshiftology's meal prep. I found the food pretty bland. I understand that the food she makes is supposed to be like simple, but I wanted a little less simple and a little more flavorful. So meal number 3 was my lunch the next day, and this ended up being my favorite meal I made.
Okay, here is my lunch, I guess, except for it is 5:43. So it's kind of like dinner. This started off as kind of like a Cobb salad with spinach, avocado, egg, tomato, and then it kind of turned into a Greek salad where I added cucumber and onion and olives and feta cheese, and then I threw in some sweet potato. So it's a Cobb Greek salad. Yeah, and I'm gonna top it with just this olive oil vinaigrette. I will say it looks very aesthetically pleasing, and it was not hard to put together at all. The only thing I used for my meal prep really were the sweet potatoes and the eggs, but it still inspired me to make this. So yeah, let's eat this. Okay, so this is so yummy. It is so good. Something about egg and avocado together, it just delicious. And I think I'd be even more inclined to make this and eat this if I had pre-chopped cucumber and tomatoes. Like maybe that should be part of the meal prep on Sunday, is like cutting up the vegetables so it's even easier to put them in salad. You don't have to cut them up right before. 10/10 would recommend.
I actually did cut up some tomatoes and cucumbers and green pepper and onions this week, like this Sunday that I'm filming, and we've already used all of it. I made a little like Greek salad, no lettuce, just like my chopped up veggies and olives and feta, and it was... And Stephen even put some veggies and tomatoes into our pasta last night. So that was a really good tip I learned. Pre-cut your veggies. You'll be more likely to eat them. So like I said, this was my favorite meal. However, I did find it lacking in one department.
However, now that it's gone, I really wish I had more carbs. I want like a bowl of spaghetti.
I don't know why this is, but I don't feel satiated until I've eaten some carbs. I think I'm so used to eating like bread and pasta, so that's what I crave. If I added like a piece of bread to this salad, I think I would have felt more full. I probably should have had some of my rice. Or like next week, I might cook some whole wheat pasta to have for the whole week. Yeah, whole wheat pasta would have come in clutch. So then lunch the day after that was meal number 4. On the menu for lunch today, I really wanted some carbs. So we have rice and chicken, and I think I'll add this yellow curry sauce. And then I think maybe kale on the side. I'm not sure if it'd be good in the chicken. We'll see. All right, this meal is pretty lackluster. I'm low on my curry sauce, so this is pretty dry. The veggies are good, but they're not like anything different or spectacular from what I've eaten the last 4 days. Just okay on this one. You can tell here that I'm getting food fatigue, and it's only Wednesday. So now it is lunchtime on Thursday, and by this point, I'm just eating my leftovers out of necessity, not because I'm like truly craving this food. Today's very quick lunch is just the rest of the sweet potato, the rest of the chicken, almost all of the rest of the kale. Gonna add some salt and maybe some of this. We'll see. I was about to run out of the house and I knew I needed food in my belly, so I just threw all the leftovers on a plate. Now, I'm the kind of person where if I don't have what I am craving, what I want to eat, then I just won't eat. Like, I always want to be eating something yummy and delicious, and if I don't have it in front of me, I'll just eat chocolate or popcorn, my two favorite food groups. I won't just eat like a slightly less yummy but fully nutritional meal. Yeah, I think I have some pretty disordered eating habits. So I mean, this meal made me really unhappy because I was literally eating out of necessity and not because I truly wanted to taste the food I was eating. I just knew I needed to shovel food in my mouth. It didn't necessarily enjoy it. The Parmesan cheese was a good addition though. It did elevate that meal.
All right, y'all, it is Saturday and I'm eating the rest of the rice just with some butter, and I think I'm gonna put some Badia seasoning on it. That'll be good, right? So plain, so boring. Wow, Badia can make anything taste good. Also, I'm probably saying it wrong. Sorry to offend anyone out there that properly knows how to pronounce Badia.
Okay, so this bowl of rice was my last meal. It's really more of a snack, but as you can tell, I was just happy to have a bowl of carbs. So, here are my pros and cons of following Downshiftology's meal prep video. Pro number 1, it was very cost effective. I made 7.5 meals, 4 dinners, split between me and Steven, 3 lunches, and a snack. Pro number 2, it was healthy. Steven and I are trying to lose weight, so I feel like if we follow this simple, healthy meals, at least like during dinner, if we followed that for a month, I think we would lose weight. Pro number 3, it was pretty easy to cook. Now, Lisa says it's gonna take about 2 hours to meal prep all of these ingredients. It took me maybe 2.5 hours, and I didn't even make all the food she made. But still, if you factor in the learning curve, it was still pretty easy to cook all of this. Like I said earlier, chicken, rice, veggies, all at the same time. And pro number 4, I really did learn at least a little bit of meal prepping is really helpful and time efficient. Even if it's something as simple as cutting up vegetables or making a big pot of pasta, and then you can eat that pasta throughout the whole week. Okay, so for the cons, I only have one con, I think, but it's a pretty big one, and that is the lack in variety of food. So in the same video, Lisa does suggest different food combinations that you can make with these ingredients. However, some of them are pretty unrealistic for me. For example, for breakfast or a snack, you can cut a banana in half and then add almond butter and like nuts and seeds as toppings. If that's my breakfast, that is not gonna fill me up. And B, if that's my snack, I am not spending 10 whole minutes to make my snack. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna peel the banana and take a spoon of almond butter and spoon it on the banana and eat it, because I'm trying to go the easy, convenient way here. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm just not gonna spend the time to cut a banana in half for a lackluster snack. And she did make a really beautiful like egg and avocado on sweet potato toast. But again, my sweet potatoes were this big, so I couldn't really make like an egg sweet potato toastette. Keeping with this theme of like unrealistic meal and snack ideas, she cuts up like carrots and celery to dip into her homemade hummus. Now, I love carrots and hummus as much as the next girl, but she says like, well, if you have vegetables and hummus readily available, you're more likely to snack on them than to grab a cookie.
And because you can easily see them in the fridge, you'll be more likely to grab them when you need a quick, healthy snack rather than that cookie you might be craving.
No, I'm still gonna grab that cookie. I love cookies. I have had carrots and hummus in my fridge and cookies on my counter, and guess what? I'm gonna eat a cookie. I know it's not good for me, but it's what I like to eat. So that's the more realistic route I'm gonna go. So that's kind of the biggest con, is that my food was kind of lacking in variety and flavor, and I had to alter it to my more lazy, convenient lifestyle. Lazy's a bad word to use. I just need the easiest route possible when it comes to cooking. I have a full-time job. Steven has a full-time job. YouTubing is a full-time job. So this meal prep wasn't the most convenient. But I mean, I found a way to make it work, So what did we learn from following Downshiftology's meal prep video? I learned that meal prepping ingredients really does aid in making quick and healthy meals throughout the week. However, you are much more likely to eat those meals if you prep foods that you actually like. I think in the future, I'll prep more foods like cutting up my tomatoes and onions and green peppers to make Greek salad, because that's one of my favorite meals, and maybe substituting the rice with whole wheat pasta. I am glad I followed this experiment and I turned Downshiftology's video into something I could handle, and I think I can improve upon in the following weeks. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you've ever seen any of Downshiftology's videos, or if there's any other meal prep videos you'd like me to follow and review. I'm always down to figure out how to eat better, and as I said earlier, how to function better as a human. Or, just leave me a comment of your favorite food to make, and I will be more than willing to make it. I need all the options I can get, really. Please consider subscribing, and maybe I'll make another video. Okay, bye! Chai, squirrel! Oh, Chai girl, you were hardly in this video. Okay, bye! This chair is so sweaty, 'cause I'm sweating in front of my lights. Oh. Yep. Also, these are all empty, except for one with pasta in it. YouTube magic.